It's Thursday, December 8th. Welcome to Pastor Bob Daly. You know, it's interesting to see what kinds of people listen to this podcast. 68% of you are men, but the largest age group in the women's demographic is 45 to 64 years old. Interesting, isn't it? But you know, among all of the people that listen, all of you, men and women, whatever age, the one common thing that I hear from most of you is this: would you talk about relationships? Either it's about divorce, or how do you find a wife, or how do you find a husband, or I'm lonely, what should I do? You know, and those are concerns that all of us have. And I'm not immune to those concerns either. You know, one of my great Facebook friends wrote this to me. She says, "Do you have a message for lonely, single, middle-aged women?" And all her friends are in relationships or married. I apologize if I sound like a whining teenager. There's more to it. Since all my friends are in relationships or married, I don't see them anymore, or if I do, they're with their husbands and boyfriends. I miss the girls' night out, and since most men today are looking for a fantasy and not a real woman like me, my chances appear to be zilch, nada, zippo. I guess no man wants short and a little chunky, and they don't want to get to know the real me. So I guess the only thing to do is to give it to God. Sigh. Have a great day, she says. That's my line. Well, I appreciate this letter, and it really sums up what a lot of people feel, what a lot of you have written in about. What do you do when you're lonely and you'd like to find a spouse? Now, I'm just going to be very transparent with you today. Many of you know that I'm not married and have never been married. Doesn't mean I haven't had relationships. I've been engaged actually a few times. But it's been a very long time. And there was a point when I realized that God really wanted me to be single. I realized that what I was about to do, my drive for ministry, all of that, was a little bit bigger, actually a lot bigger, than my desire to settle down and have a family. And I've never really settled down. Although I would say that I have a huge family. I have kids all over the world, and I love that. But you know, I understand what it's like to not be married, too. And even though I honestly wouldn't trade my life for anything, there have been periods of time in my life when I would almost give anything to be married, to have some kind of intimate companionship, to have somebody just there with you to help you once in a while. And, you know, I've had to compensate. I have some great female friends who kind of keep me solid and check me, you know, once in a while to make sure that I'm not going off on tangents. I appreciate their balance. And I've had to really compensate in my drive for ministry because, you know, it is all encompassing. And sometimes when you really need somebody to say, "Bob, you need to take some time off," there's really nobody there to do that. So I do understand that if you're not married, you're missing some things because marriage is completion. It's where two people complete each other. The things that you're good at, maybe they're not. The things that they're not so good at, maybe you are. And that's the reason for marriage. That's why you don't marry someone just like you. You marry somebody that's different than you. But what do you do when you're lonely? What do you do when you can't seem to find the right person? Folks, you know, there's always a reason for everything. And I don't think, for my friend here, that it has anything to do with how you look or the way you are. I don't think that most men are looking for fantasy women, at least most men that are worth marrying. But I think sometimes it's a matter of really focusing into something else that will bring your life some meaning. You know, I wish I had days to talk about this, and I'm sure we'll talk about it again. But can I recommend this? The greatest joy of my life has been to focus myself into some things that I'm passionate about, some areas of ministry that I really feel in my heart. Are you doing that? That's my number one question. Are you doing that? And we'll talk about some more of this in the future as well. God bless you. Have a great day.